The children who lived on this squalid compound in northern New Mexico were homeschooled, but authorities say they were taught to become public school shooters. Taos County Sheriff Jerry Hogriff says the source of that allegation comes from 14 and 15-year-old kids who lived on the compound where the body of a small child was also found, buried under human waste inside of a 40-yard tunnel.
There was some crying, there was some emotion.
But tears are not enough for Jason and Tanya Badger, who think law enforcement has bungled this case.
They were dragging their feet, they were taking too long. A child's life is at stake.
The Badgers own the property the compound sits on and say they alerted the sheriff's office as early as April, after they say they spotted the missing child and his fugitive father there.
It never came to me. I'll tell you right now, I never had credible information that would get me on that compound until Thursday when I wrote the first search warrant, and I will stand by that.
Deputies finally raided the compound on August 3rd and found 11 malnourished children and 5 adults who have pleaded not guilty to child abuse charges that came only after weeks of FBI surveillance and even an in-person visit.
There was a sheriff's deputy who went out to that compound sometime in June, correct, to serve court papers?
Yes.
And so at that time, seeing the conditions, should that deputy not have come back and said this is no place fit for a child?
Deputy didn't see child.
But you had the FBI who was surveilling the property since May. They saw children.
Yes.
But still, no action. The Badgers had even given the sheriff permission to search the property.
We would not have valid right to be there, and therefore the fruits of the unlawful tree would have come into play, and we would have lost anything that we could have possibly been able to criminally charge.
But you might have been able to save a child if he was still alive.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me of that. It's not like it's hard enough to live every day wishing that I could have got there quicker, but you got to get there lawfully.
A moment later, the sheriff abruptly walked out of the interview.
I think we're done.
But that's hardly the final question as to why his office didn't act sooner. Scott McLean, CNN, Taos County, New Mexico.